This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
All right, does someone want to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to call the meeting to order at 5:32 on October 8th, 2025.
I second that motion. All in favor, Beth, yes?
Steve,
Sam,
yes?
Yep, great. All right, welcome everyone. Let me just read the opening remarks for today. In accordance with Mass General Law, we are required to let you know that this meeting is being recorded. We will begin the meeting with 15 minutes of public speak time, 3 minutes per speaker. Raise your hand if you would like to be recognized by the chair. Please note that during public speak, the board will be actively listening to your input for future discussion, but will not be responding to any comments at this time. Please do not speak unless recognized by the chair, and all comments should be addressed to the board. You can also submit a question or topic for later discussion via email to the health@easthamptonmass.gov email. Okay, do we have anyone here for public speak that we can see? I'm looking at the list here. Anyone see anyone that's not on the agenda?
I don't see anyone.
If you're here for public speak, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next agenda item. Good? All right. I didn't see anything, so I'm going to move on. Okay. Sorry, give me 1 sec. All right. Agenda item number 2, approve meeting minutes from 8/13/25 and 9/10/25. I will start by saying that I did review the meeting minutes from 8/13 and had no issues. However, because I was not at the September 10th meeting, I did review the minutes for my own information, but I will not be able to vote on those.
I was at both, so I'm ready to vote on them. So I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from August 13th, 2025.
I will second that motion. All in favor, Beth, yes?
Steve, yes?
Sam, yes.
Okay. And
I can make a motion to accept the meeting minutes from September 10th, 2025.
I will abstain out of necessity.
I second that motion. All in favor?
Steve, yes?
Sam, yes.
Beth, abstain out of necessity. All right, very good. Number 3, Director of Public Health update.
All right. Yeah, it's been great. It's been busy. We just had our first flu clinic October 4th. We'd had it at the Public Safety Complex on Saturday as a drive-through clinic, which is such a great idea. So convenient. We had about 56 people get vaccinated. There's another one coming up next Tuesday at the Council on Aging. That would be from 1 to 4, and that will be the flu vaccine and the COVID vaccine for anyone 65 and older. Also, we have done all of our school food inspections for the fall, and there were no concerns. A lot of fall events coming up, so it's a really, really busy time, especially on the weekends. And then, real quick, back to vaccines. There are many people who are signing up for homebound vaccines. If you are homebound and can't make it to a vaccine clinic, you can either call the health department and schedule a homebound vaccine, or you can go onto our website and schedule it that way. And I'm super excited that our previous public health nurse, Christine Southworth, is coming back just to assist Northampton with giving homebound vaccines to Easthampton residents. So that'll be nice, them having someone that they're familiar with.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super excited about that. We have a good amount of Northampton was really surprised actually the number of people Christine built up as homebound vaccines, but it's awesome. There's a really good number. And then as far as vaccines, still a little unsure about if and when the COVID vaccine will be available for health departments to give out for the whole population. But we're just gonna hopefully see in November if that does become available, and then have a third clinic where we can do the COVID vaccine. Housing court. We were in housing court with 40 Church Street. They have an RV, they have an unfinished house and a couple dilapidated structures. Dilapidated structures. There was no improvement, so we have to file a motion to have the court enforce the order. So we'll be back to court with that one. And then 21 Love Fields. We were in court and in September, the end of September, and the defendant didn't show up. So we have a follow-up court date, October 27th. And the city is still going for a request for receivership on that property. And that is all I have as an update.
All right. I reviewed all your materials as well. So thank you for that. I don't have any specific questions. Do you, Steve or Sam?
I have no questions. Definitely keep it up. I want to try to get these cleaned up sooner than later, as soon as we can.
Yeah, no questions. Thanks for the update. The email was concise. Thank you.
All right. With that, we will move on to number 4, the health inspector update.
Hi guys, can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. So kind of just touching off of what Ryan said, bunch of fall events. It's the last weekend for the farmers market. So if anyone wants to get their last stop in, that's the last weekend. Vegan Food Fest. We have a club craft fair coming up. Bunch of fun events. Everything should be, I think, on the website. In terms of food inspections, we've done since the last meeting, we did about 20 food establishments, 19 to 20. We are completely caught up, which is pretty awesome to say the least. Every single establishment is now going to be within 6 months or even less. We're really trying to even go before the new year so that we are completely caught up before January and all the new permits are established. So we're really tackling that, but everything's completely up to date. All of our tobacco inspections are completed. We're just doing our last kind of rounds on that. For our 3-month tracker, I know Beth, you weren't here last time, but we kind of have 3 months where we put establishments where instead of waiting 6 months to go back, we do 3. So we kind of keep them in tabs of like where they're at, just to make sure they're still in compliance. And that's been going well. From Gigantic, everything, all of their risk is the same level. Now they've applied, they've paid the fees. So everything is completely all set there, which is great. For housing, we just kind of have some basic kind of housing things that are going on right now. We had 6 in the past, but between September and October of the last meeting. And we had 4 cases closed. And then we just have the monitoring ongoing for, Love Field. We have 5 more in 38 West Street. All those we kind of go by every 3 weeks and take pictures. And then, like Ryan said, some of them are also in court that are still kind of going through. And we really are trying to get those out and kind of done and cleaning them up as best as we can. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the update.
Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome.
Questions, concerns from anybody?
No questions for me.
No, thanks for the update.
I just lost my agenda. Where'd it go? All right. Okay, great. So the next thing on the agenda is the hearing for the Tavern on the Hill variance. We have someone from Tavern on the Hill on the meeting.
Ryan, I think it's Darlene, right?
I'm not sure.
If you're here for the Tavern on the Hill hearing, can you let us know?
I was thinking it would be Amy. She might
Yeah.
be unavailable, but she did submit the application with her procedure that I approved and forwarded to the board, and I can review it if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's no one here from, just for point of order, if there's no one here from Tavern on the Hill, then it's not technically a hearing and we can just discuss it as a board item.
Okay.
Do you guys agree with that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I haven't had a good chance to look at that variance yet because I know it just got sent this afternoon, so I'm trying to read it now.
So the main thing for it is so Tavern, they have a big smoker downstairs, and they have a big 1-bay sink. The food code requires you to have a 3-bay sink to do manual washing, where you wash, rinse, and then sanitize. So for a 1-bay sink, you would need a variance, and I think it makes sense. They're only doing it for the equipment that is too big to properly wash in a 3-bay sink.
It'd be only for the smoker components, correct?
Yes.
Nothing else.
So my feeling on that is I did review what you sent over. If you feel like it's equivalent for public safety, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Yeah, I think it meets all the requirements that that the variance that they're requesting for has. So I'm good with it.
Do you know how high they run the smoker, like the temperature?
I don't.
No.
What's your thoughts on that, Steve?
I mean, sometimes they only run at like 180 instead of, over 200.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be my only concern. If it's over 200, it's guaranteed it's probably going to kill most bacteria, foodborne illness.
Yeah, I mean, I am not a health inspector, and I don't know the code, so I have to defer to your expertise, Ryan. So, that's my feeling on it. So if you think it's safe, then I am okay with it.
Okay.
And how's the overall restaurant itself? I know they had several potential issues.
Better. They put in the hand wash sink. They fixed a lot of items. I'm still working on the floor in the basement. But we are following up, I believe, and Kelsey can correct me, next month we're going to be back there just for another routine inspection. But a lot better.
Okay. Sam, do you have anything?
Yeah, no, I was just looking at it. So they use like they don't just wash it, with soap and water. They also use a sanitizing solution, it looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. And it seems like this is what they have been doing, right? And it was just discovered during an inspection. So it's been
You got it.
Yeah. Okay. What's the time frame for like checking in on it? I know it says that, you'll monitor it, or the health inspector will monitor it. Do you know when like the next checkup would be for that to see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so our next inspection will be in November.
Okay.
And then they have to keep their plan on file. It has to be, they have to be ready, they have to have it available when we ask for it, and we'll make sure to ensure it is easily accessible on our next inspection.
Makes sense.
The only thing that's catching my eyes on page 2 at the bottom, it says Chicopee Health Department. So I don't know if this was like a template that they used and.
Oh yeah. No, that was for me. I provide them the template. I'll have to fix
Oh.
that. Good catch.
Yeah, other than that, I'm okay with it. I think we can vote if Beth, if we're ready.
Yeah, I'm happy if someone wants to make a motion.
Yep. I'll make a motion to approve Tavern on the Hills variance for the single-use sink for the smoker only.
I'll second that motion. All in favor? Beth, yes.
Steve, yes.
Sam, yes.
Sounds good. Thank you guys. So I'll fix it, make sure it says Easthampton Health Department, and then I'll forward to you guys. If you can just sign it, give it back to me, and I'll send it over to Tavern.
All right. Sorry, give me 1 second here. And I also want to acknowledge that it seems like they have been very Tavern on the Hill has been very like engaged with us, and so I appreciate that.
Very much so. They're very, very cooperative, very willing to work. Very, very appreciative to Amy.
Good. All right. Here's our agenda. Sorry, if I get out of it, I can't find it again okay. All right. Item number 6 is a hearing for 99 East Street. So we have someone here representing 99 East Street.
Hi.
Micah, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Nicole and David.
All right, very good. So this is not a separate session, but we should make a motion to start the hearing and then close the hearing, because once the hearing is over, then the board members will discuss without additional comment from Micah. Okay? Does everyone agree with that?
Yep.
All right.
I'll make a motion to start the hearing for 99 East Street.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, Beth, yes.
Steve, yes.
Sam, yes.
All right. So why don't we start with Ryan giving us a quick summary, if you don't mind?
Yeah, just a brief rundown. So there was a fire at 99 East Street. This was May of 2022. Since then, Mika and David, they haven't lived in the dwelling, but the health department never officially condemned it. So that was just us dropping the ball. I was able to go there this Monday and get a tour inside the dwelling of 99 East Street. And there's fire damage, smoke damage, as you'd expect. It wasn't as bad as I thought from the outside. The the foundation, the bones of the building was pretty good. It was just some significant fire damage on the first floor, some smoke damage, and then boarded up windows, secured doors, and then there's no electricity, no heat, no water in the dwelling. And that's where we stand today. Aside from there was some fire remediation clean out that was done, but other than that, there hasn't been too much done yet. And Mika and David, you guys can talk a little more on the issues you guys are facing, what's going on, and where we're standing at now.
So the latest update is that, as I told you on Monday, we've made a connection with a lawyer, Bacon and Wilson, but they want a $20,000 retainer So if we're going to do that, we have to have the money first, which is why we're going for a mortgage right now. Assuming the mortgage goes through
On
soon,
another property.
we can then move forward. But that's where we are right now.
The mortgage is in its last stage. All materials have been submitted. It's going to underwriting. It's not connected with 99 East. It's a property we own in Springfield, 41 Connolly Street, Indian Orchard. And it should take, I don't know, another 2 or 3 weeks to go through, maybe even less, since all materials have been submitted and it's on its way to underwriting. And once that goes through, then we'll be able to sign a contract with Bacon and Wilson.
And then just so I can clarify real quick. So then the lawyer they're going to assist you in getting the money that's owed to you from the insurance company.
Yeah, there are multiple things going on. Unfortunately, it's a complicated case. This all started when Andover only wanted to pay half of the bill that Servpro, the fire mitigation company, presented. And so things stopped at that time. That was way back in July of 22. So that's still up in the air. And now Servpro is seeking to get the rest of that money from us, even though it was Andover that decided they didn't want to pay it. So it's complicated. So Bacon and Wilson will be helping us with that case, with Servpro, and with the insurance company. Our issues are that they breach contract by not allowing us to use our own contractor, not meeting with my own contractor, not going by the findings of their own consultants, and not paying the bill from Servpro, therefore leaving us with that bill, even though we had no objections to it. So those are the main issues, and they've just been hanging fire for a while. We had representation, unfortunately, with a lawyer who just disappeared. In fact, one of our options, as presented by Bacon and Wilson, is for us to sue that lawyer for malpractice, since he didn't do his job at all. He filed at the last minute, but then he never responded to Andover's response, and the case was just left hanging while we looked for new representation.
Yeah, one of the reasons we're so far behind is because we tried to use that lawyer for over a year, and he just strung us along and ended up not doing much of anything.
So
Which is my fault. I always believe what people say. It doesn't always work out well.
No, but just staying on 99 East Street. So the goal is still obtain the insurance money and then rehabilitate the property?
Hopefully, yeah.
Our main goal, it is an option to just take whatever we're offered and sell. It's theoretically an option, and we have to consider it. But our goal is to continue living here. We like it. Our goal is to be, even if we settle for less, one way or another, our goal is to try and live here if we can. Whether that'll be the case, I don't know. I guess we have to get started with Bacon and Wilson and see what they said. At this point, they said they couldn't tell us a whole lot until they received all the information, which unfortunately, since it's been 3 years, is a lot of information that we have to organize and send to them and have them examine it and examine the, our policy for Andover. So I'm hoping that $20,000 will at least get us to the point where we have a really clear view of what our options really are. Hopefully, one of the options will be to continue living here. If not, I've received many offers to sell the property as is. We'd rather not do that if we can avoid it.
And the current temporary housing situation, there was some concern about that. And I apologize if you already said this.
No, there's no concern. We're in an RV on the property next to the building.
And we're connected to city services, sewer and water, electricity, and that's working fine. It was a little bit costly to establish all that, but I'm glad we did.
I
haven't had any problems.
I
We've had-
believe Ryan had some concerns. That's what I was actually
Yeah,
curious.
I'm just concerned with the winter coming up and just staying there through the winter.
Well,
I know
we
you did
spent,
it-
we spent last winter in here and it was okay. So
Well, with this winter, we're gonna have the RV skirted. We started skirting it, but the winter was mostly over. You know, we moved in April, but now we'll just during this month we'll finish skirting it, and the RV is insulated and skirting finished, and the tanks underneath are heated. We bought heating pads for them,
Okay.
so skirting should do the job fine. You know, I looked online and it seemed to work for other people. So there's a kit you can buy, but what we did is probably actually better insulation than the kit that they sell. We got insulated panels from Home Depot, and we started taping in place. We stopped because the weather warmed up, but we'll finish the job this month.
Yeah, you just want to make sure those pipes don't freeze on you.
Yeah. Actually, unfortunately, that happened.
no,
because-
the pipes never.
Now,
froze.
pipes in the freeze. One of the tanks froze and broke, and means that at some point we'll have to spend about $1,500 replacing it.
But the only tank, that broke, we don't need anyway. We bypassed it and we're getting water directly in.
Yeah, nobody told me I needed to put a bypass in. I thought it was just coming direct from the city, but in fact, it went from the city to this tank, which wasn't heated, so it ended up freezing and breaking. But we paid to put a bypass in, so that won't be a problem in the future. And as long as the RV is connected to the city, we don't need that tank. It now goes directly from the city water supply right into the RV.
And the other 4 tanks are all heated. So
Okay. Good. That's good to know. Ryan, do you inspect their temporary housing, or is that not? Okay.
Nope.
So at this point, my understanding is you're working on this as a slow process, trying to get insurance money, but in the meantime, the recommendation is to make this property, secure the property by condemning it, so as unfit for human habitation, so that we can avoid any reoccupancy before adequate repairs.
Whether you condemn it or not, you can't live there.
Yeah.
There are no services.
It's sort of a formal way of saying that.
yeah. No, it should have been done right after the fire. But
Correct.
All right. Anything, and other board members, do you have any clarifying questions for our guests?
I know it's been a long time and you've been struggling legally. Have you guys got an estimate for this? How much it would cost cash to fix the property?
it depends on who you talk to. The last construction person we spoke to, contractor we spoke to, for both cleanup and rebuild, thought it would be about 700,000 or so.
And the city is offering about
The
specifically, not the city, Andover, the insurance company is offering 520,000. I'm not so much perturbed with what they're offering, though I am. There's a big difference. I mean, 180,000 is a big difference, but more that they wouldn't even meet with the contractor and talk to him. They just refused to have anything to do but their own figures. That's sort of where things bog down.
Is it a 4-family unit?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the only questions I have. Thank you.
Okay, Sam, any questions?
No, thanks for the update, and thanks Ryan for going and taking a look and giving some perspective too. That was really helpful. I wish you luck with navigating the legal and insurance world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
I was just going to make a motion to close the hearing if nobody else has any questions.
I will second that motion. All in favor, Beth, yes?
Steve, yes?
Sam, yes.
All right. Thank you for being here. And so I think at this point, as a board, we will discuss without further comment and then vote on the issue. So as I said in the hearing, I feel like I have a good grasp of the situation, and I don't think I think this is the right thing to do to formally condemn the property. So unless you guys disagree, I'm that's my feelings on it.
Before we make any motion, do we have to do anything formal to extend the temporary housing? I wouldn't assume it'd be indefinite.
Yeah, is that something that like Board of Health is, I don't know what the right word is, regulating, or is that, it's their property and it is.
I guess I'd have to go back and look when we initially voted to okay the temporary housing. Like, I don't remember if there was a time limit on it.
Yeah, I can look too.
Yeah, so all temporary housing has to be approved by the board. I think what you guys did was you approved it with the condition that there was a 3-month check-in. So I think you approved it in May, and there's a 3-month check-in in I think July or September.
Okay.
So if you'd like to continue the temporary housing, which I'm in favor of, I would just recommend just a continued check-in, maybe every 3 months, just so we can get updates and see what the progress is.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Do you want to backdate that from the last one, or how does that work?
So the next one we could have in December.
We can just we can have two separate we could probably do two separate motions, one for the temporary housing extension with quarterly check-ins, and one for the condemning of the property.
I'm okay
I think
with
that should probably take care of the process of it. We have a hand raised. It is, I think I can allow them to speak because it's as the chair. Go ahead.
Just a quick question. Does condemning the property make any difference to us? Is there anything we have to do other than we're doing already, which is we keep the property locked, the board witness, they board it up. But it doesn't, I just want to know if anything is expected of us or not. It's not a change in any of the responsibilities we have towards it. It's just a change in how it's considered by the city.
Do you mind if I answer that?
Yes, please, Ryan.
So just a few changes. One, we'd have to there's a placard that goes on the property, and it just says that it's a condemned property, and then that has to stay on the property until there's written approval from the board, and then for anyone to live back in the property. Mm-hmm. And then the only other issue is if a property is condemned for a year and there's no improvement, the city has the authority to, or the board of health has the authority to make a motion to demolish the property if they so choose.
Okay. Yeah. Of course, we'd be included in anything like that, and I'm sure in a year stuff will happen.
You'd be legally you have to be included in anything like that, and you'd get notice of that. And like I said, that's not the health department's goal at all. But if we're in the same situation years down the road and there hasn't been any improvement,
yeah,
we can reassess it. But to get the property fixed out, hopefully, and get the legal stuff figured out.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Anything else? Anyone want to make a motion?
Yeah, I can do the first one. I move that the board declare the property at 99 East Street, Easthampton, Massachusetts, unfit for habitation, and order it to be condemned and placard in accordance with 105 CMR 410.900 of the Massachusetts Sanitary Code.
I will second that motion. All in favor, Beth, yes.
Steve, yes.
Sam, yes.
All right, thank you.
I can do the second one too.
Mhm.
I move that the board extend the temporary housing for 99 East Street with quarterly check-ins with the health department.
I will amend that motion just with a quarterly check-ins for the duration of 1 year from now, since that is also the time frame for if there's no movement on the property from the time it's condemned, that we have the ability to act on it. So I second the motion with that amendment.
I'll second the amendment.
All in favor? Beth, yes.
Steve, yes.
Sam, yes. Good amendment.
Yes, thank you, Beth.
Yep, thanks. All right, I think we are ready to move on from that agenda item. Thank you again, Ryan, for all your help, and
Thank you.
to our, well, I think they're gone now, but
No,
they're still here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Mika, and thank you for letting me see inside. That the fourth floor apartment was beautiful, so I really appreciate it. Hopefully that will get
You're welcome. No problem. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
All right, number 7, city short-term rental ordinance update. Ryan, that's you, right?
That's me. So this is something that has been in the works for a while with the ordinance committee and the planning committee. This is the city wanting to regulate all short-term rental Airbnb type properties. And the Board of Health is going to be the regulatory authority for that. So you're going to be in charge of permitting, enforcement, and just regulations and routine inspections yearly for short-term rentals. So hopefully it won't be too much of a change. It's not supposed to start till this upcoming spring, but the only slight issue could be if there are hearings for suspensions or revocations or anything like that.
So you will be inspecting these short-term rentals? Is that
Yep. So a part of the application process is they're gonna need a yearly inspection from the health department to just show that they're in compliance.
Okay. So the board will become involved likely if they are not in compliance or there's issues. That's my understanding.
You got it.
Got it.
So hopefully it'll go nice and smooth. Right now,
Yeah.
I was surprised. There's about 47 short-term rentals registered in Easthampton. I didn't think the number was that high. But when this goes into effect, it's going to be capped at no more than 50 permits in the first year. And then I think as of now, they're going to increase it by 10% each year moving forward.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Beth.
No, you go.
So the main thing we need to do is just come up with a fee for how much you'd want the permit application process to be. My suggestion is we already do a pre-inspection for housing, and that we have the $75. So I was thinking, just for consistency, just have this be $75 as well.
Sounds reasonable to me. I think Steve and Sam, you okay with that fee?
75? Yeah, I think it's fair.
And then as always, the first 3 inspections free, and then if there's anything else, we would have re-inspection fees.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking this extra work on.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. Do we need to formally approve the fee, or is that? I'm not sure. if we have to vote on that. I guess we can vote on it just in case.
I don't know.
Let's just vote on it just in case.
I'll make a motion to restructure the fee to $75 for the short-term rental ordinance in the city of Easthampton.
I'll second that motion. All in favor? Beth, yes.
Steve, yes.
Sam, yes.
Great. Anything else on that, Ryan?
Nothing else on short-term rentals.
All right. Number 8, Board of Health regulations, review and discussion.
All right, finally, the fun part.
What, you're not having fun yet?
So first of all, thank you for reading these and your suggestions. I know it's not the easiest read, but if you don't mind, let's start with the registration of non-owner occupied properties. Just to reiterate, this one I think is so important for us in our job as housing inspections. Just being able to have the owner, property manager's contact information, especially if it was an emergency, there's no heat in the winter, or flooding or something like that, just so we'll have an easy way to get in contact with the property owner and hopefully get any housing code violations addressed as soon as possible. So just real quick, I think the only the issue on this, which is the first one that Sam pointed out, which I appreciate, was the days were just a little off. So I was thinking I had more, if a house falls in foreclosure, it'd be 30 days, but if it gets sold, 14. So I think just for consistency, 30 days for everything, so there's no confusion. How long someone has to register the property with the health department. And then as far as enforcement and penalties, what I have listed is $100 fine, and then $100 for each additional week that the property is not registered. If you guys would like to discuss that, I know it could be I'm open to other suggestions.
I mean, that sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, my question was just, I don't know if that's like a common fee structure for that, if you've seen that in other towns in this area. I was just curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly common. It's usually for our food violations that it's usually 100. And then the only other town that I've seen is Pittsfield, and what they do is they'll do $100 a week until they hit a $500 cap, and then they would stop, just so it doesn't throw a huge amount on the property taxes for the property for failing to register a non-owner occupied property.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'd be open to some kind of cap.
Yeah, me too.
Or like, at least for the first year, I don't know if there's like a plan to really educate people that they need to, register, essentially, like a marketing thing, not marketing, but kind of like marketing.
Yeah, no, we can definitely get it out, because ideally my dream would be to get this out for January 1st, and probably the first year would be more of like a be much more lenient and more educating, and hopefully pick up rolling the second year. But our goal is just getting these yearly forms updated with correct contact information, and that's it. But yeah, no, I definitely like the cap idea.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
So if there's no other issues with this one, if it's okay, I'd love to send it to the legal team, have them review it, and have a hearing to implement it.
Sounds good. Should we? We'll just wait to hear timing wise whether you want that on the next month agenda, or if it's going to take longer than that.
Sounds good.
Okay. And there's anything else from the other board members? Sorry.
I have nothing.
All right. Oh, sorry.
Good. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay. All right. And then there was one other thing, right?
Yes, the bees, the bees.
Yes, the bees.
The bee ordinance. Just a couple of things for discussion. With this one, permitting, I have yearly. I don't know if you're interested in yearly or you want every other year, but I'm open for discussion on that.
Well, I sort of feel like it's probably a combination of our resources and what the likelihood that there's going to be like some kind of violation in it. Yeah, I don't know. The whole bee thing is not.
I'm interested to see because I have no guess how many beehives there are in Easthampton.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't reasonably guess. I know of one.
Yeah. Do we? And again, like Sam had brought up earlier, like, do we have comps, right? Like, do we have other towns that are doing inspections monthly? Is it reasonable for our town? I mean, not monthly, yearly. I meant yearly. Sorry.
I know there are other towns doing it yearly. I'm not sure if there are towns doing it every other year. But like I said, it all depends on how many beehives there are in Easthampton.
Okay.
Reasonably, I don't know. Maybe I'm guessing low, but I can't imagine there are that many.
All right. Well, I mean, if yearly is what we've seen other towns doing, then I think it's reasonable to start there. And if there's a huge surge of beehives in Easthampton, then we can address it as needed.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds like a plan to me.
What do you think, Steve? Sam?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I'm glad. I wasn't sure if it was just going to be residential, which I'm glad it is. 6 seems like a lot on an acre, but like I said, I'm not sure. Maybe they need it.
I did some research. It's pretty, that's pretty comparable. I feel like 4 to 6 is the norm for an acre.
And Sam, I'm going to defer to you because I feel like you are the bee expert.
My husband used to keep bees, but
okay. I knew there was something there.
Yeah, we don't have any currently. Don't worry, no conflict of interest. Yeah, no, that's fine. Annual is fine. Let's see how it goes,
And then, sorry, go ahead, Beth.
Nope, go.
Next, we got the apiaries. I just had it in there for them as a requirement that they would register. And the reason with that is if there is some type of a disease or sickness or something, they just let all the other beehives in a certain radius know about it. So I think it is it's important, but not if you don't want it to be mandatory, I'm fine with that.
Sam, what do you think?
Oh yeah, I'm by no means an expert on this, please. Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably good if they do it because I think it opens up, more resources to them, or I think they can get like notifications if there's some kind of outbreak or something with disease management. Maybe that's why those types of things exist. I was wondering if we need to necessarily mandate it, but on the other hand, like, it's not like, I don't think anyone's necessarily going to be checking up on it in terms of compliance, so it doesn't hurt. It's probably a good resource.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Mandate or optional?
I don't know. Does anyone else have any opinions?
It's tough. I probably want to think about it just a little bit more.
Okay.
I mean, I read through this. It seemed my initial review, it seemed like fine to me. I had no concerns with the policy as written. But I'm happy to table, if you guys want to think more about it or do some more research or whatever, we can discuss at our next meeting.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I would just, one
Sure.
more month. I'll make a motion to table the B regulation for discussion in November.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, Beth, yes?
Steve, yes?
Sam, yes.
Thanks,
So,
Bob.
so that will be tabled, but the other, the regulation that we've already discussed will go forward to legal.
Perfect.
All right. Was that the last thing for you, Ryan?
That was the last thing for me.
And I believe that was the last thing on the agenda, apart from anything not reasonably anticipated. Anyone have anything?
I do not.
No, thanks for all the updates and follow through on this. It's been helpful.
I do not have anything either, so I'm satisfied adjourning if someone wants to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the Board of Health meeting on October 8th at 6:23 p.m.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, Beth, yes?
Steve, yes?
Sam, yes.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.